So we are coming into Buffalo, New York. This is our second day in the Empire State. So far, very lovely. Dunkirk was awesome. As far as the people go, nicest people I've ever met, other than all of you, who are as nicer. I'm getting myself into trouble. Okay, so we are entering Buffalo. We're entering the lower Erie Basin channel. After we round that, we'll be entering the Buffalo River, and that will mark the end of our time in the Great Lakes, possibly forever, which is bittersweet. One, it's fantastic that we made it. Yeah, we made it. Yeah. Well, we haven't made it yet, but you know, we're close. On the other hand, I'm going to miss sailing around the Great Lakes. Not that we did a lot of sailing this trip, but I don't know, it's kind of bittersweet leaving the Great Lakes. It's a milestone and a goodbye, so yeah. Nicole, what are your thoughts?
Goodbye.
It's been a little bit of a slog getting through Lake Huron and Lake Erie. So in one respect, it's kind of good riddance, but you know, on the other hand, it's beautiful. And going back and thinking through it, you know, we met some really great people and saw some really wonderful things in the Great Lakes. So we're gonna miss it. And yeah, I think we actually enter this channel in about 10 seconds. Looks like we made it.
We made it to our slip at the first Buffalo River Marina, which is right across the river from downtown Buffalo. We plan to have the marina take our mast down for our transit through the Erie Canal. The bridge heights in the Erie Canal, including lift bridges, do not have enough clearance for sailboat masts.
There's a little duck on her. It's so cute. Snacks.
Nicole's losing her mind right now.
They're so cute.
I'm pretty confident that this is going to make a mess on the dinghy.
We found the Buffalo River to be quite entertaining.
So one of the guys on the, or one of the ladies on this boat is from Bloomington, Minnesota. So we're chatting with us about, we looked at the back of her boat, saw it was from St. Paul, and decided to get close and swing by and have a chat. So that was nice, and they're having a great time.
That night, we used a delicious seasoning my parents gave to us as a bon voyage present to cook up the tasty fish fillets given to us by our friends from the Dunkirk Yacht Club. And the vegetables they gave us made a yummy summer salad.
So cool.
They took a grain elevator and made it cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
Uh-huh.
The next day, my cousins Lori and Brian came to pick me up and bring me to Niagara Falls. Scott stayed behind and worked with our real estate agent on items to sell our house back in St. Paul. Lori, Brian, and I started on the Canadian side and then went over to the U.S. side. It was quite spectacular. Lori, Brian, and I met Scott at a pub in downtown Buffalo that Scott went to after taking care of his business for the day. We had a couple of happy hour drinks and then headed over to the Anchor Bar where buffalo wings were invented to have dinner. We had a great time. That night, Scott caught some unexpected visitors in the marina. They were really cute. Next day, the marina took our mast down and set it on a couple of cradles they custom built for us. After we secured the mast down with line and tension straps, we headed off towards the Erie Canal, first stopping for gas. Before even making it to the Erie Canal, we had the Black Rock Lock to go through, which we made it through with ease as it was our second lock ever.
But we are on the Niagara River, coming through the Tonawanda Channel, and about to make the turn into the Erie Canal.
Woohoo!
So we've got our mast on our cradle here. Oh, rattly.
It is really rattly, but it's very secure.
Very secure. They did an excellent job on the cradle. And then we did all the straps and stuff. But yeah, so we're making the turn here. We'll be by Wardell's boatyard here in a minute. We're going to pass that and stop at Tonawanda. And ooh, look at this cute little thing over here.
Oh, it's like a little...
It's the
like
shores.
The shores. It's like a little boat city.
Little boat city.
Little boat town. So cute.
And yeah, so we're going to take a little respite in Tonawanda and prepare for the rest of the canal. We haven't had a lot of time to map out all the bridges and the locks and all that other stuff, so we're going to do a little bit of that in Tonawanda tonight. But yeah, let's get the canal entrance, huh?
Mm-hmm.
We tied up in Tonawanda and paid the docking fee, We then provisioned and planned for our first full day on the Erie Canal.
Found a penny lying heads up in the dirt on the floor. They call it lucky, so I picked it up. Now I only need about 1 million more. I'm the worst kind of dreamer. Lately all my thoughts seem to fall onto you. I know I'm a fool, 'cause I still believe every fortune comes true. And my fortune was you. Oh, were you, were you. I try my hardest to avoid all the cracks, 'cause my mother, she's seen enough pain.
We got to the first lock and pulled over to check it out. We then got an Erie Canal guidebook before heading through. The first lock led into the second lock, and we were through the first 2 locks back to back. We then had our first 2 Erie Canal lift bridges back to back. We stopped in Medina, New York, and after tying up, we headed over to the Irish pub in town and had a beer and dinner. We also planned our next day adventures. We then walked back to the boat and explored the town on the way back. We were excited for what was ahead.
They call it lucky, so I picked it up. Now I only need about 1 million more. I'm the worst kind of dreamer. Lately all my